All right, let's now shift our attention to the other big story that we are tracking on a race to power. And this, of course, has got to do with Germany. That'll be voting this Sunday for a snap general election after Chancellor Olaf Scholz's coalition collapsed in December. The campaigning for the polls is in the final stretch and it will end shortly. The key election issue includes stuff such as immigration, economy, defense spending and the rise of the far right. Now, recent attacks, including a deadly incident at a Christmas market, have intensified the immigration debate. Now, the CDU is seeking stricter border controls and limits on family reunification. And the far-right AfD wants border closures, while the SPD supports deportation, but also wants more skilled workers to come into Germany. The Greens, on the other hand, are pushing for a more open asylum policy. Now, Germany's economy is slowing, with growth forecast at just about 0.7% for the year 2025. A major debate centers on the debt brake that limits government borrowing. The SPD and the Greens want to relax it, while the FPD and the AfD are opposing any changes. Now, another major issue remains Ukraine and Germany's defense spending. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Germany has taken a stronger military stance, boosting defense spending to meet NATO's 2% GDP target. Now, over $100 billion fund has been used to modernize the military and to provide aid to Kiev. The CDU wants to increase defense spending even further. Now, Olaf Scholz's SPD supports continuing military aid to Ukraine, but prefers a more cautious approach to funding. Meanwhile, the AfD has opposed sending arms to Kiev. This comes as Washington is pushing Germany and other NATO allies to spend more on defense. But with a slowing economy, Germany is facing some pretty big challenges in increasing its defense spending. Meanwhile, support for the far right, AfD has surged, forcing the mainstream parties to adopt a tougher stance on immigration. Now, the far-right AfD party that is making waves in this election wants to exit the euro and possibly even the European Union. The popularity of the political parties remains one of the major factors influencing the German elections. The CDU is leading the polls at 30%, with the AfD following at about 21%, and Olaf Scholz's SPD at 16%, while the Greens, it is projected, could get about 13%. So now, with no party expected to win a clear majority, the question, of course, is what will be the shape of a potential coalition government? To tell us more in terms of what is expected to happen in the elections in Germany, we're joined by our correspondent Trent Murray, who's joining us live from Berlin. Trent, this is an election that is going to be watched across the world. The Americans, including the likes of Elon Musk, have a lot to say. They are quoting Alex Weidel, the leader of the AfD. Now, Germany has a problem with the far-right parties, but is this election in 2025 going to be the election where the far-right in Germany potentially could be mainstreamed again?
Well, it's certainly a question I think many here are anticipating that they may be asking themselves come Sunday. We're less than 48 hours to go now until polling opens. It's getting quite exciting. We've got lots of coffee here, lots of chai, getting ready for a busy few days ahead as the world's third largest economy embarks on this crucial vote. Right now, we know that all of those major party candidates are using these final hours to try and reach their base. Olaf Scholz tonight will be in the Social Democrat heartland of Cologne in the west of the country, rallying his troops. We also know Friedrich Merz from the CDU is holding a rally in Munich at a beer hall, as it were. So look, all the candidates out on the trail trying to boost their vote right now, but certainly the trend line suggests that Germany is about to move rightward, and that is because not only is the CDU doing very well, but that AfD vote is now at historic highs according to these surveys. Where the difficulty will be, though, is that even if Alice Weidel and her party does very well on Sunday night for the AfD, they are unlikely to enter coalition negotiations, and that is because of a long-standing agreement in this country known as the firewall. It effectively is an agreement between the other mainstream parties not to work with, not to negotiate with the AFD. But nevertheless, if she does do very well on Sunday night, it will cement her as the official opposition leader here and potentially set her up for the next election. So look, still a lot of uncertainty right now around where things will go. We know those main issues continue to dominate the agenda, though: the economy, immigration, law and order, and certainly that is some of the attack lines that we are seeing against the Chancellor, who is really going to struggle here, I think, to secure a second term. 60 million eligible voters will head to the polls on Sunday, and as you rightly say, the decisions of the German voters are likely to have not just a big impact here in this country, but right across the European Union.
Indeed. Thank you very much, Trent Murray, and keep the chai pouring as you continue with the analysis and getting us the updates there from Berlin. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on WION. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.